This is QTV News. I am Marietu Sidibe and thanks for joining us. Coming up, 6 soldiers are in custody, but not much detail is given as to the reason of their arrest. General Alhaji Martin also sent on leave. 2 witnesses testified at the TRRC on Monday about their ordeals. Ex-APRC National Assembly member says Jammeh interfered with the legislature. Plus, the story of a school dropout whose passion for education is helping others realize their dreams. Those are our top stories. Details will follow shortly. 6 junior officers have been arrested and are now in custody. Army spokesperson Major Lamin K. Sanyang has confirmed to QTV's Aliou Cissé.
In an interview with QTV at the Defense Headquarters in Banjul on Monday, Major Lamin K. Sanyang, Public Relations Officer of the Gambia Armed Forces, confirmed the arrest of 6 junior soldiers from the Gas Battalion in Fajara. Those arrested, he further confirmed, are helping the military police with their investigation. However, at the time of the interview, he will not reveal the reasons for the arrest.
For now, the investigations have commenced, and we are trying to get to the bottom of what they might have been involved in. So I might not be at liberty to to comment on what or even give reasons as to why they have been arrested and being questioned by the military police. But we rest assured that once the investigations have, the preliminary stages of the investigations are over, we will brief the public as to what the whole issue is. And then in due course, we'll get to know as to how many are involved, because like if you look at the arrests themselves, it started off with 3, now we're talking about 6. So we don't know the extent of what might be behind this whole thing. So we hope that it may not take too long before we get to the at least the preliminary stages finishing, so that we can brief the members of the public who are very key as to what is going on, so that we can inform them as to what is happening within the Gambia Armed Forces, especially as it relates to these arrests that are ongoing.
Major Sanyang also wouldn't reveal the names of the arrested soldiers. However, sources have told QTV that some sections of the military are not happy with the leadership style of CDS Masane Kinti, and that they want him to resign. QTV could not independently verify this at the time of filing this report, and it is not also clear whether the arrests are in connection with that. In another development relating to the armed forces, P.R. Sanyang confirmed that Brigadier General Alhaji Martin, who has been both a witness before and adversely mentioned by several witnesses at the ongoing TRRC for his alleged involvement in torture, has been placed on administrative leave since last month, pending the outcome from the commission.
Yes.
So what is the fate of others who were actually mentioned at the TRRC, the likes of Babukar Ba, the likes of Lamin Fati? They are not sent on leave. Why Martin?
Well, for Martin's case and the others like you mentioned, the commission or the Ministry of Justice is at liberty or sometimes recommends to the Gambia Armed Forces as to some of the courses of action that we could take. An example is one of Warrant Officer Class 2, Lamin Koli, who came also before the TRRC, and his testimony was found to be very, very dishonest, and recommendations were made as to the fact that he should be dismissed from the Armed Forces. And the Armed Forces Command, the Chief of Defense Staff, acting on the powers that vested in him through the Commander-in-Chief, effected the dismissal of Warrant Officer Class 2, Koli. We have to understand one thing: the TRRC is an ongoing process, and it is pertinent that we allow it room to complete its proceedings before any steps can be taken.
This latest arrest of soldiers follows the sentencing of 8 soldiers by a court-martial last month for planning to overthrow the government of Adama Barrow. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
2 witnesses testified on Monday at the ongoing TRRC public proceedings. Kasamanding Keta, former UDP mobilizer for Jara Soma, and Demba Dem, former APRC parliamentarian, testified on their arrest, detention and subsequent victimization in 2001 and 2006. QTV's Ansumana Isonyasi reports.
Kasamanding Keta, former UDP mobilizer for Jara Soma, and former APRC National Assembly member Demba Dem appeared before commissioners of the Truth Reconciliation and Reparations Commission on Monday to testify about their arrest and subsequent victimization in 2001 and 2006 respectively. First up was Casamanding Keita. Her testimony related to her arrest and detention in the build-up to the 2001 presidential elections. In her testimony, she alleged she was arrested for contesting IC officials' decision to issue voters' cards to 3 foreigners who were residing in her house in Jarasoma. She told the commission she was arrested and detained at Janjanbureh prison for 1 month 10 days with no access to a lawyer and being allowed only one visit and without charge, only to be brought before the Bansang Magistrates Court on one occasion.
I found another policeman there called Jaju. After exchanging greetings, he told me that you have been reported here. I asked him who reported me here. He said, wait, the person who reported you will be coming very soon. He told me to sit behind the counter. From 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock at night, I was sitting behind the counter. Apart from the first day that I arrived there and ate something that they cooked in the prison there, I didn't eat anything else from the prison there because whatever they bring is full of sand.
She also alleged she was approached by the late Baba Job of the APRC, who had tried on numerous occasions to convince her to join APRC. In fact, she told the commission that when she was rearrested a few months later and placed in a cell for 13 days at the Jara police station, Baba Job offered her $30,000 in exchange for her freedom and a pledge of allegiance to the APRC. She also alleged that her several arrests and detentions had a serious impact on her life, and alleged that her former husband, a Senegalese national, ended their marriage because he was always at loggerheads with the APRC bigwigs in her region. She also claimed to have developed high blood pressure as a result of the inhuman treatment she received while in detention. Next to testify was former APRC member of Parliament Demba Dem. He alleged he was arrested on the 28th of March 2006 for allegedly concealing information relating to the March 21, 2006 abortive coup. However, he told the commission that he believed the real reason for his arrest was because of his decision to boycott and oppose certain bills brought to Parliament for approval. However, given his relationship with one of the alleged coupists, Aliou Job, the coup was used as a ploy to silence him permanently.
Few months later, Yahya Jammeh sent another bill in Parliament for a supplementary, especially at the Office of the President. We budgeted 98 million for Office of the President by then. Within 6 months, that was exhausted, and I needed a supplementary bill again on that. That was where we wanted to reject the bill. Then, on that note, the minister happened to call Yahya Jammeh on that evening to tell him that MPs are refusing to approve your bill. Then he said we should suspend sitting and go and meet him in State House. We did. We went to State House to meet him. And when we arrived, we were seated at the cabinet room. Then we asked all journalists to go out. Security forces go out. And the GRTS, no coverage, go out. Then he started addressing us. This was insult. He was raining on us. He was insulting us. No good, no bad.
Further testifying on his arrest, he alleged he was stripped naked and bundled into cell number 4 at the maximum security wing number 5 at Mile 2 prison. 2 hours later, he was escorted by 3 members of the former president's hit squad to the NIA headquarters, where upon arrival, he was received by General Alaji Martin and a group of junglers who he alleged were drinking alcohol and dancing.
So they took me to the NIA. On arrival, Council allowed me to say this. I must say this because I heard of the testimony of General Alaji Martin with due respect. But then when we arrived at the NIA, entering, on your right hand side is where these people, Alaji Martin and his group, were drinking, alcoholic, jubilating, beating people, all kind of things. So this is why when he said to lead counsel Esa Pal that he don't recognize me, I said yes, that must be the case because he was under the influence of alcohol, the Bible.
The latter witness is expected to continue his testimony on Tuesday. Anchumana Isonyasi for KTV News.
Dropping out of school due to poverty is not the end of your life. You can still keep pursuing your dreams, so says Suleiman Abasonko, a young man from Jara Sikunda, who has a very inspiring story. Suleiman dropped out of school in the 8th grade due to financial constraints. However, he did not allow his unfortunate situation to become his destiny. Our reporter Ibrahim Balde interviewed him at Step 1 Nursery School graduation in Tujereng village.
Suleiman Abasonko had a dream to change lives and give access to the less privileged children of his community. He says he dropped out of school not because he wished to, but due to financial pressure on his family. As such, he had to look for something else to do. He became a sunbed attendant and was lucky enough a lady called Elizabeth Nairut who expressed concern about his situation. She asked what she could do for help. Despite having had to cut short his own education, he retained a love of education. He asked if she would assist him to build a school in his community, saying that what happened to him in his school days was not something he would want to see repeated for other children. So it was that Elizabeth built One Step Nursery School, A1 Gambia, in Tujereng.
Well, for me, I stopped in grade 8 in school in Armitage High School. The time I was going to school, I was very good in school. But my parents are poor, they cannot pay my school fees. So I have to drop out from the school. So from that, I don't have nothing to do because I'm grown up already. I cannot have any skillful work to do. So I decided to go to the beach. So I was a big sunbed attendant until I meet a boss, my present boss called Elizabeth Nairut. So all my dream is I want to help the innocent people. You know, what I pass through, if they have the opportunity, that will be the best. So I decided to give them this chance in the help of Elizabeth and Norwegians.
Mr. Sonko also told us his school provides free education for the community's children and that all school supplies are free for all the students of the school and that they have plans to do even more in the future.
I know that government cannot do all. So the small quota I can do, this is the way I try my own way. For me personally, honestly, I really am very happy to see, even I don't have the money myself, but I see it on these children. That's number one for me. And secondly, I know what I passed through in the time of in the side of education. So my dreams for these people is let them not pass through that. So that's why I decided that I always want to help the innocent children. So the first steps I can do, that's what I'm doing my best. Every year I have 26 students, and every year 26 students are moving to primary school.
The Alcalo of Tujereng village, Karamo S. Bojang, thanked Mr. Sonko for a job well done and encouraged him to do more and assured him of the community's full support.
And when he came, the whole village, understood his mission. And then after, we also decided that the man is a very serious, sincere gentleman. When he established the nursery school, some of us used to come here to find out the progress of work. And I tell you, Abba is really a hard-working man. He's determined and he is serious with his work. Even if you look at the atmosphere, the environment, you see that is somebody that is serious with his work.
And Mary Hobson, who represents the donor, also said this is a great initiative and one that will help in building a better future for these children and for the Gambia.
The parents that they should always encourage the children and explain to them that education and knowledge is power. That is the future also, because all parents should wish that their kids can have an education, because the opportunity when you have education is not only here in the Gambia. There's a lot of opportunities out in the world, and these kids are the ones that are going to be the future for the Gambia also. They are the ones that are going to run this country later. So parents should encourage their children to take the school seriously.
Every year, the school will mold and graduate students in Tujereng village, which as they depart will also give access to enroll another batch of students in the school to enjoy the benefits of free education. Ibrahim Balde, QTV News.
On Saturday, 69 high school students graduated from Sibek International School. Those graduating were from the early childhood development and the Arabic sections of the school. This is the school's 8th graduation ceremony and had the theme, Learn not for a file but for a life. Ajibintu Drame reports.
Looking bright in their graduation gowns, students seem delighted and excited as they celebrate their end of high school programs, ready to face the challenges of the world. Sibek, a bilingual school, offers a broad and balanced curriculum in the Cambridge Assessment for International Education and a diploma in French language studies. The school also nurtures outstanding bilingual students, giving them a solid foundation to shine in post-secondary or university education. James Bahum, guest speaker, gave the keynote address.
As educational providers, as student consumers, and as a nation, so too is the theme of today's graduation ceremony, which reads, Learn not for a file, but for a life. Education in the Gambia, as most of you may know, is mostly modeled on the English system, as most other countries do. And in the case of the Gambia, it was not until the late 1990s when a wholesome reform was introduced to address the dual problem of restrictive access to basic and high school education. You are graduating today. You must ensure that the lessons you learn here in Sibek should be used to form a mindset based on moral rectitude, of discerning right from wrong, to develop the courage to stand for what is right, not only of the individual, but of the collective.
The school entails not only knowledge but also skills by offering extracurricular activities such as music, choreography, martial arts, gymnastics, and swimming. Senabu Esafal, a graduate and valedictorian of Sibek, says she feels excitement after completing 5 years of senior schooling. She explains challenges she faced and overcame during her studies. Senabu also has some words of advice for students.
I came as a new student to the whole curriculum in Form 1. So at first it started off a bit rough and kind of hard to adjust, but it happened quickly. I quickly accommodated to my surroundings. And now I'm valedictorian for Sibek. You have to really work for what you want because it won't come easily if you just keep going out. You can go out, but you have to also know that you have to study. You have to give time to both.
Mamadou Koli, head of school at Sibek International High School, says this is a milestone for the students and they should represent the school well when they leave and go out into the world. He adds that they should always bear in mind the school's theme to help them excel in facing the challenges of the world.
Well, as the theme goes, let them learn for a life, not for a file. What you learn should transpire in your day-to-day activities, in your day-to-day attitude. You don't learn to pile up degrees. You learn so that you face the challenges of this world. I definitely expect, like the previous ones, that they will represent us. They will be good ambassadors for Sibek International School, as is the case for those who have already graduated. And I don't have any doubt that they will represent us out there in the wider world.
Parents, guardians, and well-wishers attended the occasion, which ended with certificates being awarded to outstanding students. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
In sports, Real de Banjul are FF Cup champions following a narrow 1-0 victory over Red Hawks on Sunday evening. Desperate for silverware, the boys from the capital won the cup competition half a century after they first won it against White Phantoms in 1969. Momodu Gajaga was at the Independence Stadium and he now reports.
Having for the most part dominated the game, Real de Banjul's attacking prowess finally paid off in the 75th minute when midfielder Abdoulaye Ba scored from the penalty spot. Star player Pamodu Sahna played a neat pass to Aliou Fadera inside the area. Aliou was caught as Modou Koli tried to clear. Earlier, Pamodu Sahna, who may well have played his last game for the club, having signed a 3-year deal with Moroccan top-tier side FUS Rabat, missed a close effort. Another big miss came from Issa Jallo, who headed straight at the keeper when he was clear on goal. To add to their missing chances, even a goal that appeared to be good was controversially disallowed. Pamodu Sahna's perfect delivery from a free kick was headed into the net by Abdoulaye Ba, only for referee Modou Job to blow his whistle for a foul. Despite putting in a lot of effort to keep Real at bay, Red Hawks didn't trouble their opponents at all, apart from a free kick easily saved by Ibrahima Jajo. The keeper was essentially on holiday for much of the game. Musa Njai, whose appointment came in the second half of the season, replacing Major Sen, expressed his delight at winning the FF Cup.
I'm just very glad today. I'm just very glad. I can't express my feeling now. Just thanking you, the journalists, even. Huh? I'm thanking you, journalists, because you did a very, very nice job. Huh? We appreciate what you're doing. That's good.
Can you describe something about the game? You played against Red Hawks and it was
just
a tight game?
No, I can't call it a tight game. It's a fair game. Because these people are very young, so very energetic. So you cannot afford to miss calculations, because you see how they were playing. Because they don't mind to lose anything. So we are a big team, so we have to avoid many things. That's exactly what we are doing.
What's up next for Real de Banjul? Is it the Continental Cup competition?
Of course, that's left to our executive. That's for the executive to answer that question.
Real de Banjul narrowly missed out on the league title, losing to eventual champions Brikama United by just a point. They will now have their eyes set on the CAF Confederations Cup competition as a result of the victory. Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
An intermediate football tournament is underway at the stadium in Bakau. As Alusisa reports, the tournament, which kicks off Saturday, is meant to promote unity through football.
The maiden intermediate football tournament seeks to promote unity among journalists and media houses. Saturday's opening game between newspapers The Point and The Voice was attended by the executive of the Gambia Press Union, whose president Siri Bojang Jr. took the kickoff. A dominant Point newspaper silenced the voices of The Voice with an emphatic 3-0 victory in the opener. Sekou Jammeh, Secretary General of the Gambia Press Union, applauded the media houses that registered for the tournament and spoke of the importance of the tournament.
Supporting a very important cause, and that is to promote press freedom in the Gambia, to support journalists in the Gambia. We all know that journalists are here for everyone, because the work that we do is linked to the human rights of every individual in the Gambia and beyond. So this tournament that we organized is meant to promote unity amongst ourselves.
Mr. Jammeh commended the organizing committee for the hard work they put into stage the tournament. In the other two games played on Sunday morning, Foria newspaper defeated GRTS 1-0 and Standard newspaper silenced Paradise Media with a narrow 1-0 win. Action will resume next weekend when The Voice faced Paradise Media on Friday. On the same day, Star FM TV will open their campaign against Foria newspaper. On Saturday, the two biggest daily newspapers, The Standard and The Point, will lock horns. Star FM will return to action on Sunday against GRTS. All games will be played in the morning at the stadium. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Before we end this bulletin of the news, let's take a quick look at our main stories. 6 junior officers have been arrested and are now in custody. Army spokesperson Major Lamin Sanyang has confirmed to QTV. 2 witnesses testified on Monday at the ongoing TRRC public proceedings. Kasamanding Keta, former UDP mobilizer for Jara Soma, and Demba Dem, former APRC parliamentarian, testified on their arrest, detention and subsequent victimization in 2001 and 2006. Real de Banjul are FF Cup champions. following a narrow 1-0 victory over Red Hawks on Sunday evening. Desperate for silverware, the boys from the capital won the cup competition, half a century after they first won it against White Phantoms in 1969. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. Join us tomorrow for more news. Thank you for watching.